What's up, everybody, and welcome to my AEW Dynamite review. A lot of big things happen on this show tonight. A lot, I should say, in Houston, Texas tonight. Just a lot all over the place too. But with All Out still coming close, and Rampage with the last dance or the first dance this Saturday, not Saturday, but Friday or whatnot. What does AEW got going on tonight? Especially with some big matches going on in the main event with Jericho and MJF, and what's about to start right now. We did kick it off with Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston headed towards the ring, but it ended up with Everrise or 2.0 or whatever these guys are calling themselves right now, attacking Moxley and Kingston with that Daniel Garcia dude. They end up calling out Sting and Darby Allin and saying, hey, we just took out your boys. Let's do this thing right now, because we did kick it off with Sting and Darby Allin versus Everrise and whatnot. Wait, hold on a second. I dropped something. Woo! I had to do that. Woo! Sting, yeah. Sting, folks, who has not wrestled a match not wrestled a match, but Sting making his return match to TNT. Sting, who has not wrestled in TNT in over, 20 years at this point, since the last episode of WCW Nitro against Ric Flair in 2001. But now Sting is back on TNT. So yeah, it's showtime, folks, and Sting got a massive pop and whatnot. So I'm sorry, I had to do that. I don't know why. When it's Sting, it's like I always got to break out the mask for some reason because it's Sting, okay? But like I said before, Sting back on TNT. He has not wrestled on TNT in 20 years right now, like I just said before, since the last episode of WCW Nitro, and he was teaming with Darby Allin tonight. Basically, both teams started brawling with each other, going up the crowd area and whatnot. This was a no DQ match. I know Darby hit one of them with the skateboard, and even they fought off almost to the concession stand or to the main floor, which Darby got thrown to the wall. They fought back down. Darby hit a big dive onto 2.0 and Garcia. Eddie Kingston basically came out of nowhere then, fought Garcia off away. They finally got back to the ring. They had a table inside then, but they end up suplexing Darby Allin on the outside of the ring on the ramp onto the top of the skateboard with the wheels up. So that looked pretty brutal. Sting had fought them off, even getting on the turnbuckle, going for the 10 count and whatnot. Fighting, punching one of the Everrise members. But next thing you know, they end up power bombing Sting through the table. This is where my co-host got really pissed off and did not like this. But Sting went through the table. He no-sold it. Sting got up. He pounded his chest. He got a huge pop then after that. Darby came back in, taking down both of them, both Everrise and whatnot. Sting ended up hitting a double Scorpion death drop on the both of them. I actually thought Darby was about to hit a double, coffin drop, but Sting set them up for the double Scorpion death lock and got the pinfall. Well, not the pinfall, but the submission then. So yeah, Sting and Darby Allin getting in the match. This whole match was about Sting, okay? Sting, which, it's so funny when the crowd chanted, "You still got it." I said to myself, when did Sting lose it? Okay, he never lost it. So Sting proving that he can still go even at this stage in the game and whatnot. And of course, they played to his strengths because it was a no disqualification, tornado tag, and everything. But hey, Sting, I don't ever really believe he lost it. So Sting, and like I said, the crowd was popping big time for Sting. Okay, so like I said, the match was all about Sting. All right, it was all about Sting. So have fun with that one. But next, I know they show footage from earlier today with Sammy Guevara proposing to his girlfriend and whatnot. Since Sammy is from Houston, Sean Spears and Tully Blanchard in the back talking about Guevara then saying, how about we get your girlfriend? I could we'll let her be on top and whatnot. Sammy came out, big pop from him, hometown crowd and everything. Spears attacked from behind. What can I say about this match? This was basically a overkill match on the Sean Spears with Sammy Guevara beating the living hell out of this guy, okay? Especially just big moves, I should say. You got a barricade on the apron. They both jump onto the top rope at the same time. Freaking Guevara hits this giant-ass RKO on him, which I'm surprised that was a near fall. He does a big Death Valley driver onto the barricade and whatnot, and then he does a big 630, and that's still a 2 count. I'm like, come on now. It got to overkill at one point. It's like, dude, should he really be kicking out these big moves and whatnot, especially finishers and stuff? And then Guevara just gets up, and then he takes down his knee pad. He just gives him like several knee strikes, flips him off, and then hits his like reverse GTS finisher on him and get the win. So yeah, Sammy basically killed Sean Spears right here. He just straight up murdered him. All right, but Guevara, I guess he's just on a roll right now. You got your buddy a contract, even though it made no sense. Hey, we're giving job guys contracts now, even if they get their asses kicked. Eddie proposed to his girlfriend on Dynamite and whatnot. So good for him, but yeah, he just straight up murdered Sean Spears. And even it was blood. It was either blood. I don't know if it was blood from him or Spears, but yeah, basically they just murder right here. Sammy Guevara did, but it should have been over after the 630. It didn't really need to continue after that. Next, they went to the Christian Cage, the new Impact World Champion. Don Callis ended up interrupting them, saying, hey man, you had that match with Kenny Omega and everything. You take that one wing angel to lose, but you didn't lose and whatnot. And Cage basically said, just like I just took this Impact World title, I'm going to take the AEW World title at All Out. And Cash, I think you're the smartest person in the room, but you're always going to be a carny piece of shit. So, good promo by Christian. Next, Dan Lambert was back. Lambert was back, and, he talked about AEW again, and basically he cut another one of these truth promos, especially when he talked about the cancel culture and how everybody gets mad at one thing and then they want to cancel you, which, come on, look at the Max Caster situation and what these fucking SJW marks are doing right now. Okay, so, he ain't lying about that cancel culture. He was speaking some truth right there. So, yeah, fuck the cancel culture, because they suck, and what happened to Max Caster, that shouldn't have gone that far, okay? But, the whiny little marks and whatnot want to complain, so that's why we're in the situation we're in right now with this. But Dan Lambert speaking some truth out there, and, he talked about, everything that was going on, and he brought, who did he bring with him? Junior DeSantos and Andrea Volsky. They're on the UFC contract and whatnot, but they can't fight in a pro wrestling ring, so Tony got in there. But Dana White let Lambert borrow these guys and whatnot, and that you fans, you think you know everything because you chant the company's name. That most of all you're doing is just hanging in your mom's basement playing Dungeons and Dragons and looking at weird shit on the dark web of the internet. So Dan Lambert, great promo. I'll give him that, and he speaks some truth sometime. I've known this since he was in, TNA GFW thing a few years ago. So he's not a bad promo. Next thing you know, Lance Archer came out then, transitional champion, I should say, too, since he dropped the IWGP US title to Tanahashi last Saturday, which then again, what was the point of him winning the belt? He was going to drop it to Tana and whatnot. So, hey, you want to go look at that show? Go look it up right now on New Japan World or whatnot. Great match, though. And I'm sure Moxley's next for that title, but Archer came out. He got attacked by Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. I've been wondering where they've been for a minute. And they left Archer on the ground then. Next, I know they had a little showcase with Dante Martin after his match at 6-man last week. I'm glad he's getting some shine, though, and a little bit of a showcase. So, good to be hearing more about Dante Martin. He's not bad. Like, his shit looks really cool. So, I'm glad he's getting a little bit of a buzz right now. The Young Bucks went against the Jungle Express. I'm not really going to go into the whole Jungle Boy not being able to cut promos or not wanting to cut promos, which you're going to have to do at some point, okay? I get he doesn't have the charisma, but, dude, you got to learn, okay? But this tag match for the tag team titles, of course, they have the entire Clown Squad with them, or the Elite themselves. Gals and Anderson, Brandon Bitch Boy Cutler, and Michael Naka get the fuck off my TV and whatnot. But it's not a bad tag match, though. Now, of course, Omega ended up coming out later on, since it was only, Don Callis holding the AEW World title, and, what was it? Omega, he hit, Marco Stuntgrove with a chair and whatnot, and, the Good Brother tried to distract the referee. Christian came out and fought Christian to the back. And, a lot of near falls for Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus right there. But the Bucks ended up coming back with the BT trigger for the win. Omega and Gallows ended up fighting Christian back off to the stage, and they beat up him, and Jungle Express hit a one-wing angel on him and whatnot. So Omega just put his foot on top of him and took his title as the Elite, just posed on the stage and whatnot. Which, so funny. I'm surprised they didn't even mention Andrade versus Omega for the AAA Mega title last Saturdays, but we're not gonna mention that, or Ric Flair, I guess, yet. So you didn't able to mention that belt. Uh, Britt Baker and Rebel in the back with Jamie Hayter. I guess Britt Baker's new assassin or whatnot, or bodyguard, and basically she's gonna make a lot of changes around here, and I guess they're gonna get Red Velvet next week. So, me and my co-host said this, like, of course Jamie Hayter can't lose, even though Red Velvet lost last week. Should be taking another L again. Not really, but you can't beat Jamie Hayter. She just came back after being gone from 2 years in this company. They had a video package with Matt Hardy versus Orange Cassidy. Why is that a match next week? Why? Because he put his hands in his pockets? I'm sorry, that doesn't make any sense. Why? And Matt Hardy, I'm like my friend Steven. A lot of Matt Hardy stuff in AEW right now is very skippable. And I like Big Money Matt. I like Matt Hardy in general, but this whole leading a stable that looks like it goes nowhere, and now you're in a match with Orange Cassidy on TV. Why? That doesn't make sense, and I don't think a lot of people want to see that. Tony Schiavone was in the ring, bringing out Big Show, Paul White. Schiavone thanked them, for helping his family last week. And Big Show said he was happy to get back in the ring, and he's got an announcement he wants to share. Next thing you know, QT and Solo and Camarato, but Noah Go was out there with them, so we didn't even see the Go and whatnot. No Go, no a go, but I don't know where he's been at. But QT, someone I don't even need to see on my TV right now. Which I feel like he's just channel changing heat at this point. I guess he starts talking about Big Show, and he's got all these MRI pictures of his hip and how he can't even move right now. And the reason why you're an announcer, because you can't wrestle, and that's why Tony Khan put you in that position, and you got 5 pounds of titanium inside of you. But Big Show said it all out. It's going to be him versus QT Marshall. Why is this a match on pay-per-view? Why? I don't understand why this is a match. Does anybody really want to see Big Show versus QT Marshall? Does anybody want to see QT Marshall in general? Because he's like, go away heat, okay? Does anybody really want to see him? Even that segment last week, I thought he had too much TV time. Now he's getting a match on pay-per-view? Put it on TV. Hell, put it on YouTube, but don't put it on the pay-per-view, okay? I don't want to see that. But it's Big Show, so we got to get him on pay-per-view one way or another. So that looks like they gotta figure that out somehow. Jade Cargill had a video talking about she's gonna be facing Kiera Hogan this Friday, AEW Rampage. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know if Kiera Hogan's under contract yet with AEW. I know she's done some dark matches ever since leaving Impact, so I'm not sure if she's under contract. Don Callis was in the back with the Elite. Basically talking about the Bucks need to take some time off, but Tony Schiavone basically said that it's going to be a tag team eliminator tournament between the Varsity Blondes, Private Party, Lucha Brothers, and Jungle Express. Whoever wins will get a tag title shot at All Out in a steel cage match. So we'll see where that goes. Taz and his son Hook were out there. They brought out Ricky Starks to talk about the FTW title, and he called out Brian Cage, but Brian Cage was getting beat up by Powerhouse Hobbs, and then Hobbs and Cage fought, and then, Stark said, we gotta go. And what was the point of that? Filler, it was just filler. Not much really happened. Pac and, the Death Triangle, Pac in his gear, not even wrestling on this show half the time, but he's in his gear, though. Basically, Andrade, once again, they're not going to mention Saturday, but talk about their match this Saturday at All Out, Pac and Andrade, which should be really good. And you have to have a list of demands for this match, so we'll see where that goes. Thunder Rosa winning against Penelope Ford. Thunder Rosa had to carry this match, but Thunder Rosa was over as usual, so hey, it's Thunder Rosa, so she got the win. Malachi Black will be facing Brock Anderson next week. Arn was with his son saying that Black is very dangerous, but Brock said, "I gotta do this match. It's already signed, and I gotta do this," he says. So I can already tell this feud is gonna go out. Cody will come back at one point and avenge Arn and avenge his son and avenge his loss and just sort of agree, almost compared to the Brody Lee thing. Get your ass kicked by 5 minutes, leave to go, film your little reality or whatever game show you got going on, and come back and go over. So I still think that's gonna happen. John Moxley had a promo talking about, everybody at AEW wants a piece of him and whatnot. But, he didn't think it's going to be that easy. He talks about Omega still running around that world title with him and his little elite crew and little fake Space Jam outfits just walking around playing basketball every week. Heyman Page thinking he's a cowboy but can't get over in his high school drama being on this whole BT, emo crap that's still been going on. Even talk about Christian saying, "I'll drag you back into retirement and whatnot, because I've been carrying this company. I was the flag bearer around here, even through the darkest times when it was just an empty arena and whatnot. And it's time to get back on top." And he wants to prove that he's at the top of the food chain. And Daniel Garcia basically, yeah, you're gonna taste in the main event, but are you ready for this? Because it's gonna be a doctor, the referee, worried about your safety and whatnot. So this is not gonna be a joke for you. Moxley, great promo as usual. So that was good. I'm sure at some point that he's gonna call out Tanahashi for that IWGP US title. So we'll see what goes on with that. MJF came out for the final labor or the fifth labor of Jericho. Chris Jericho came out to no music, which the entire crowd sang along to Judas without any music playing. So it was a cappella style, like I said last week. They did a pretty good job. As for this match, the match wasn't even that bad. I think this is one of the better Jericho matches in a way. He punched the camera, I know that. The actual camera in the lens after, MJF tried to copy him. And, Jericho, it wasn't bad, but the finish, that's what I didn't like. The finish. So MJF tries to get his diamond ring on, but the referee catches him. And then Jericho hits MJF with his baseball bat in the gut, which I thought he no-sold it. And this is what I think this is kind of stupid right here. Like, Jericho has more than one finisher, okay? He's got the Walls of Jericho. He's got the Lion Salt. He's got the Code Breaker. And the match is that if Jericho does a Judas effect, he will lose, right? So when the referee is distracted, and yes, you hit MJF with the bat, you could have just hit the Judas effect right there and won. The referee wasn't even close to this spot. She wasn't even looking. And she had a whole back turn. It's like Jericho hesitated, like, well, just do a code breaker then. Do something else. But then MJF hit his own Judas effect, and then he put the salt to the earth armbar. Jericho tried to roll him for the 2 count, well, 3 count, but it ended up getting 2, and MJF held a submission for the win. So MJF did win the 5th labor, which, listen, it's like this. The match wasn't bad, but the finish looked really bad. It just didn't look good, okay? Jericho just kind of looked like an idiot for just stopping himself midway from doing the Judas effect. The referee's not even looking. You can still hit the move without the ref looking. That didn't make any sense. Why stop right there? Okay? There was no reason to stop at all. So I didn't hate the match, but I did not like the finish. I think it could have been a better way with MJF still getting the win like he did right there. But I thought Jericho just kind of looked kind of silly, hey, I'm gonna hit you with a baseball bat, even though he didn't really sell it. And then I'm gonna stop midway through my finisher while the referee's got a whole back turn. Why did you stop? That didn't make any sense. So yeah, match wasn't bad itself though. But yeah, that's basically how I ended right here. But this show tonight, not bad. A lot of stuff going on from the main event itself with Jericho and MJF, from Sting wrestling tonight, his first match in TNT in 20 years. The tag title match wasn't that bad. I'm trying to see what else was good. I don't want to see Big Show versus QT. That's a waste of fucking time. That tag segment was a waste of time. Thunder Rosa got a little bit of showcase, so that was okay. Moxie's promo was good. The Dan Lambert promo was good. Guevara overkilled Sean Spears. So the show was not bad. Just a lot going on in this show tonight, okay? But with Rampage coming up this Friday, pretty good card, I will say that. But like I said before, I will be in Rampage this Friday. I am going to AEW Rampage. So United Center, that's where it's going to go down. I'm sure everybody's talking about the whole CM Punk and everything and the tease is going on. So will CM Punk show up this Friday? Why do I keep saying Saturday? It's Friday. Friday, 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 not Saturday. Friday, 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 Friday. I keep saying Saturday for some reason. It's going to be a long weekend of wrestling. I can tell you that right now, too. But yes, I will be going to the United Center for AEW Rampage, though. But yeah, other than that, though, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at Hooded9890. I'm out of here. See you guys later. Peace. You know how the rest of thing go. Blah, blah, blah. I'm repeating myself. So, yeah, out of here. Peace.